let's talk about a model of reality under which manifestation does not exclude God. Which means we're back to our board, so let's get to it. Now, this is the model of reality under which I teach manifestation, and it doesn't exclude the creator. So I believe there is a God that has created us in this game, and whether you want to think of it as a game, as a real world, as a simulation, it doesn't really matter. There has to exist a creator. This creator then created something that I called the formless substance, and then many people call now the universe, or infinite intelligence. And then many people also call this the quantum possibilities, that all exists, they're all created. And then there's us. And so the flow is God into the formless substance and then us. But this flow can go from us to the formless substance and from us to God, and God coming back to us. Now, why is this important and why is it different? Well, in the Bible, if you're religious, I'm explaining this from a religious perspective at first. In the Bible, it is very clear if you read the 4 pages of Genesis, the first 4, after God creates the world and creates the Garden of Eden, where man and woman can have anything they want, right? But they're sort of in the state of subconscious, of unconsciousness. They're accessing this anything they want via zero discernment, via just running on a program until they eat from the tree of knowledge. And so God is not aware that man and woman are going to eat from the tree of knowledge. So this idea that God knows everything we choose to do at any point in time, in my opinion, is false. He comes back and he notices man and woman have eaten from the tree of knowledge. In addition to that, further down, after God takes away some rights from man and woman supposedly, what happens is he comes back again and he noticed the 2 brothers, Cain and Abel, and one of them killed the other. So God is horrified by this. Again, one behavior he didn't predict and he didn't expect of his creation. And what that is called is free will. Okay, the free will that God gave man and woman cannot be taken back, it seems, or God is just not willing to take it back. In this Garden of Eden, the formless substance, the universe, the infinite intelligence, the quantum, this is programmed to be neutral. And in its neutrality, it returns to the good or the bad. It doesn't have a moral compass. It just returns to those who know how to provide instructions into the formless substance. Now, many people do away with the idea of God because they just don't believe in God, or their religious programming has been extremely traumatic, and because of that they can't hold on to this idea. So then they go to manifesting and getting whatever they want using this formless substance. Now, I am okay with whatever model you want to think about, but here's the important things to understand about the technology. It's neutral, like I said, it returns to the good and the bad. This explains a lot why in the world you don't actually have to be good to have a great life or to attract the things that you want to attract. B, this formless substance is available to everybody, to the whole of humanity, if you know how to access it. C, it's very blind in the way it responds. This is when a lot of people learn how to access it and how to manifest. What happens is it returns almost the thing that you asked for, but it returns it sort of in a way that's either useless or comical, or it's not really something that is beneficial necessarily to you, because this formless substance is not there to make you happy. It's just there to give you whatever it is that you've asked in the easiest way for it. So one last thing to remember is that the universe, this infinite intelligence, is programmed to expand the least amount of energy in completing its task, right? So when you ask, if you ask enough, if you're able to penetrate through your subconscious, okay, this is the subconscious, and execute your instructions into the formless substance, it will give you what you want via expanding the least amount of energy. We know this even from nature. Everything that is accomplished with the least amount of energy. So if you say, I want a blue car and nothing else, it is very possible you're going to get a small blue toy car, because that's the easiest way for the universe to fulfill it. What's important to understand from this model is that when you place a request, as long as it's to the highest benefit of all and with harm to none, because in my opinion, otherwise God gets involved, and it's not that easy to harm people, and it's not good, but I'm not going to go there. But as long as you place the instruction and you know how to place the instruction, the most important thing will be your specificity, right? Your specificity will come from your vision, envisioning all the details, from your speech, and I'm going to include here writing, scripting, and speaking about the details around the event, speaking about the event that you want to have from a few days, months before it occurs, and then a few days, months after, years after it occurs. What does it imply its occurrence? So for example, getting married, what does it imply 5 years into the future? What does it imply 2 months before? So vision, speech, and of course the feeling. These 3 points, always have them in line, or if you have them in line with fear and speak negatively and envision the worst, just know for a fact that's also going to come true. I hope I was able to clarify enough on this model of reality. It's not against religion, in my opinion. You can always have the option to go and ask God for what you want, and God shall return. This is why a lot of people who pray do get what they want. But this model of reality, the way it is now, it is helpful for people who have sort of lost their faith along the way.